morning, everybody. Today is a day we take very seriously. This is the day we are going to start to process our first batch of chickens. We're not sure how many we're going to get through today. We're going to do at least the roosters today. We might let the hens go a little bit longer, but they're all pretty big. So we're going to try to get as many done as we can. It's just Deb and myself today, so we'll see how that goes. We are about to take the lives of our chicken in order to supply us with food. So it is something that we do take very seriously. So we are going to move them one more time, get them onto some nice clean grass so that as we're going in and out of the chicken tractor, we're not having to walk in their manure. So we're going to move them one more time. We'll get them into position. We have carefully planned this. So we have woven them through the front yard, back and forth several times. They will be in this final location, and our processing station is here. We're going to just take a quick walk through there, show you what we have. So this is where they'll start out. Once we have dispatched the chickens there, they will go into our scalder. 150 degree temperature water is what we use there, and it doesn't take that long. We'll dunk them in and out of that until the feathers pull easily. From there we'll move to our plucker, and then we go to our eviscerating station. We have a table here that Deb will take and clean the chickens out with. We also have a cleaning station sink that we bought, and this has been a great thing. This has a sink, a faucet. We have it hooked up to the hose, so it makes it nice and easy to rinse out the birds afterwards. From here, they'll go into a bath of ice water and vinegar, about a cup of vinegar in there, and that will help to clean any residual stuff off of the birds before they go into our coolers, which we have located in the garage here in the shade. So a little bit more on our setup. We have a hose running to our plucker, to a Y adapter, and then we have another hose coming off of that, which is just a garden hose that we'll use to clean off the table and stuff like that if we need to at some point. We also have a second hose which comes from our faucet on a Y adapter, which runs to our sink. So we have water everywhere we need water. We sharpened our knives last night. Most important thing is a sharp knife. Okay, now that our birds are in position, we're going to get our scalder going, get that water up to temperature, and then we'll start the processing. One thing I would like to mention is we fed them yesterday morning. That was the last time we fed them. We did give them water. We always want to make sure they have water, but we don't want them to have a lot of food in them when we do the processing. One thing I will do is I do say a prayer before we process our birds, thanking them for providing for us. I think that is something important and something that we do need to do each time we process. So we've processed all our roosters. I think we did 17 of them today. We're going to save the hens for a couple more weeks. We're going to let them get a little bit bigger. The roosters weren't quite as big as we would have liked them, but they were starting to try to crow in the morning, and that was going to get a little loud. We are in kind of a residential area. So we are going to get ready to bag these chickens. We put clean water in our pot. We're going to get that up to about 180 degrees. We're going to take the chickens out. We're going to put them on our table, let them air dry a little bit, and do a quality control check, make sure they're all clean, and then we'll get them in the bags. So we're going to dry our chickens off now, check them over, make sure everything's out of the insides, clean anything up that we need to clean up, and then we're going to bag them and put them back on ice for 24 hours before we freeze them.
Make sure there's no water in them.
We got our chickens in the bag, got a straw in the bag, we're going to put a zip tie around it. And we're going to dunk it. Tighten the zip tie, and there you have it. So it's been about 24 hours since we processed our first batch of meat birds. We've got the birds in the cooler in the kitchen. We're going to weigh them all up and label them, and we're going to get them into the freezer. We're going to keep a total, see how many pounds of chicken we ended up with. Again, this is just our roosters. We still have the hens. We're going to let them go another 2 weeks. The roosters are about 9.5 weeks old, a little bit earlier than we normally do them. But it's just the way the timing worked out for us. So let's get started weighing those birds. Okay, here goes our first one. 5 pounds, 3.2 ounces. Okay, bird number 2. .9 ounces. Okay, so here is all the chickens that we did yesterday, our 17 roosters. We had ranges anywhere from the high 4-pound to the low 6-pound range. We're going to total those up and see what we ended up with. Okay, so we finished weighing all of our birds. We ended up with a total of these 17 birds of 90 pounds, 7 ounces, which gave us an average weight of roughly 5 pounds, 5 ounces per bird. Our largest bird was 6 pounds, 3.7 ounces, and the smallest one was 4 pounds, 1.2 ounces. So we did pretty good. We're happy with the results. In about 2 weeks, we will be processing the hens. We don't have quite as many hens as we did roosters, so we have 11 hens left. We do have one rooster left that actually was separated from the flock because of an injury. He had an injured leg, and they were kind of beaten up on him, so that one's being raised separately. And we still have our one turkey left, so the turkey's going to go for probably a few more weeks. So that's our totals on what we got out of our processing day yesterday, and we're happy with the results. So that will about do it for us today. We had a very successful processing day yesterday. We ended up with a lot of meat in our freezer, so we're happy with that. I'm going to move these chickens now, get them onto some fresh grass. We'll be processing them in a couple weeks. And then once we're completed with everything, we're going to do a cost analysis on what it actually costs us to raise these birds organically from the time we got them as chicks to the time we put them in our freezer. So that'll be upcoming after we have the final processing day. But until next time, we hope all your days are sunny side up.